Hey everybody, what's going on? The Montreal Canadiens are set to finish off a disappointing regular season tonight where they take on the Florida Panthers, but there was some positive news this week as on Wednesday evening, the Arizona Coyotes came from behind to defeat the Dallas Stars after the Montreal Canadiens defeated the New York Rangers, and the Habs will now have the top lottery odds for the NHL's Draft Lottery on May 10th. The Montreal Canadiens have the best chance at receiving Shane Wright now, the top projected pick in the 2022 NHL entry draft, and that is great news for the Montreal Canadiens as they move forward in their retool or their rebuild, whatever you want to call it. Now, the Montreal Canadiens have a slightly over 25% chance to get that first overall pick for the draft lottery. They have a much better chance of selecting third overall, which is over 50%. But having that 25+% chance to get that first overall pick is very good news for the Montreal Canadiens. And regardless of if they are able to pick Shane Wright or not with that first overall selection, they will be getting an awesome prospect in the top three. And it's going to depend now on how they develop that prospect and what they do with him moving forward. Because we've seen in years past in the Marc Bergevin era, whether it's Jesperi Kotkaniemi or Alex Galchenyuk, they were both completely mismanaged in their development, and it's a new regime now. They're going to have to change the way they go about player development, and I think that whoever they choose with that first overall pick, whether it be second overall, third overall, whoever it is, the Montreal Canadiens need to focus on that player development because they can't afford to miss on players like this at the top of the draft. Now, it's obviously been a very disappointing season for the Montreal Canadiens after they made a surprise run to the Stanley Cup final last year before bowing out to the Tampa Bay Lightning in 5 games. But there was one really big positive this year for the Montreal Canadiens, and that was Nick Suzuki, who took a big step forward this year as the future #1 center of the Montreal Canadiens. He eclipsed the 60-point plateau, which just hasn't exactly happened very much for Montreal Canadiens players of late. You can look at Max Domi, Thomas Tatar, and Max Pacioretty, and that's about it in terms of players that have eclipsed that mark over the last 10 or so seasons for the Montreal Canadiens. That doesn't exactly spell good news in terms of offensive firepower looking forward here for this Habs team, but there are some bright spots on the way, whether it's Cole Caulfield, Nick Suzuki, and that top 3 selection they are going to get in the upcoming entry draft. At the end of the day, it's just important that we celebrate these type of accomplishments for the Montreal Canadiens because, as I just mentioned, they've kind of been few and far between over the last decade or so. So moving forward, you have to expect that under Martin St. Louis, the Habs are going to play a more offensive brand of hockey, and you're going to see more of these players eclipse that 60-point plateau. That's it for me today from Cook's Corner. As always, let me know in the comment section down below what your thoughts are on the Montreal Canadiens receiving the best lottery odds in the upcoming NHL Draft Lottery and what they should do if they do receive that first overall pick. I'm Zach Cook. We'll see you later.